Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Miyagi Kai episode 12, much where we left off the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bonsai, everyone.
Hey. What's up,
Hey, what's up?
everybody?
What
Hey,
it do?
Miyagi Kai.
Hey.
I love the avatar.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, nothing much. I'm just eating ice cream right now.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
What kind of
Yeah.
ice cream?
Cookies and cream.
Oh.
Bring me some, please.
One of my
You share
favorites.
some? Y'all, you share
it's
some with
one
us
of my
too?
favorites too. Yeah. Yeah, would you share some ice cream with us?
Please.
Yeah.
If I could, but I can't virtually.
Here, just feed it to us through your computer.
through the chat, the private
Yeah.
chat.
Will it be possible?
I don't know nowadays.
Yeah. Listen, if they're able to bring back Mr. Miyagi, if they're able to recreate Mr. Miyagi and bring him back from the dead, you can certainly serve us. I'm sure that they've created a way for you to serve us ice cream.
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
True.
Thank you.
There, I shared some.
Share
Yeah, I saw
some.
your chat.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
I feel refreshed to actually survive the whole live show.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
A little chilly though. It's a little cold. I think it's a little cold. Maybe we should put that in the microwave for a little while longer. For a little while.
Yeah, I agree.
No, thank you. No, thank you. I don't want to be eating top ramen right now.
Oh, okay.
Melissa, for
Okay.
a second, I thought you said it was cold outside. I'm like, what? That's not. Oh.
No.
I thought you said it was cold outside. I'm like, oh, I get it now.
All right, you ready to pull up the script, Terrell?
Yep. I think we're pretty much gonna get into probably the most intense and chaotic part of the episode, and probably the final part of this episode.
Oh, what is it?
Yeah.
So we'll be finding the last symbol.
Ah. So what have I missed? I know what's the catch up for it?
Oh yeah, since you weren't
yeah.
here, I'll probably do a little run through.
Of course. Thank you.
Okay, let me share this real fast. Okay, so here's episode 6 once again. So I don't know if you were here for the part where Sam and Malin found the strength symbol where they both came across a symbol in some sandy area near a body of water where both Sam and Malin had to work together to get the symbol that's buried underneath the sand, using the same stance and technique that the Young Chosen used in episode 2 of season 5, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, oh definitely, for sure.
And what's even more interesting about this part is that as soon as they get the strength symbol, that is when the sand beneath them starts to crumble, since they're so close to a body of water. That's when they realize they're in quicksand.
Right.
And Sam is drowning, and then Malin, who at first looks like she's gonna abandon Sam, then comes back with a large stick to pull Sam out.
Oh.
That's where Malin shows her strength.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yep.
That's impressive. I like that.
Mm-hmm. For the next symbol, which is the courage and strength symbol, Sam and Malin as they're about to head to the next location to find the next symbol, they do run into two new characters who are from their group named Archer Lee and Marie.
Ah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, somewhere right there. There it is. And like they pretty much run into these two who pretty much downplay both Sam and Malin as not being that tough.
Mhm.
And but Sam and Malin kind of shut them up, and it kind of went from there, and that's where they arrive at some bridge where with a rope where they have to climb down into the river to actually retrieve the strength and courage symbol. My bad.
Yeah.
Which happens to be inside a clam.
Interesting. That's a good one.
Yeah. And Malin goes down there to actually try and get it while Sam lowers her into the water, but some sharp blade comes out of nowhere and cuts the rope, causing Malin to fall into the bottom of the water, knocking her out.
Nice.
And Sam literally
well, not nice, but...
Sam literally has to jump in there to save her, and as she does that, that's when Sam is able to retrieve the symbol, which floated towards her from the clam's mouth when it opened. And then
that's
Sam and Malin end up on the shore, where she reveals to Malin that she was able to save her and snatch a symbol.
Mm-hmm.
And we pretty much ended there last time, and then.
You want to read the whole? You want to read the whole thing, like what happens, like when Sam drags Malin to shore?
Yeah.
Sure. Shouldn't be that long.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. So starting off, when Sam brings Malin to the shore, she lays out her body and notices she's not breathing as she shakes her for a bit. And as she does this, Sam then begins performing CPR on her in order to get some of that water out of her lungs.
Oh my
and after a while, Malin then regains consciousness as her eyes open, and then she sees Sam. As she slowly looks around, Malin asks, "Where are we? How did I even get here? Wasn't I just in the water about to get that symbol from the clam?" And then Sam then says, "You mean this symbol?" As she pretty much holds it up. "I got it as I was dragging you to the shore." Malin's eyes widen in surprise as she says, "How? The clam's mouth was sealed shut." Sam explains to her, "Well, it was wide open for me when I got it."
Wow.
After several seconds, Malin then looks at the rope and the ocean where she realizes that Sam saved her from drowning. After a moment, Malin doesn't say anything to Sam except, "Well, let's get going. We don't have all day. Let's get this stupid scavenger hunt over with." Sam then looks surprised, but doesn't say anything as she follows.
Wow. Wow. OMG. That's crazy stuff that I saw or I'm reading right now.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
What do you think, Rapper?
I love it so far. That's wow. That's that's crazy there.
Yep. So we pretty much left off with Sam and Malin now about to find the honor symbol, the last one.
Yeah.
And this one will be even more intense than the previous two symbols they found.
Yeah.
Even though those were kind of a little kind of dramatic, but this one is even going to be more intense.
Yeah.
Right.
That next scene is going to be their second encounter with Archer Lee and Maria.
Hey.
And this will be the honor symbol that they're going to be searching for next. Okay, so can pretty much kind of thinking of how we're gonna start off this scene.
Could say like as Sam and Maylin are hiking through the woods, Sam asks, "Are you okay?" And Maylin responds, "Don't act." And Maylin responds, just focus on this on completing this stupid scavenger hunt. Don't act like you're concerned for me."
Hmm. And I think Sam is going to say something like, if I wasn't concerned for you, you would still be in the bottom of that river.
Yeah, put that. Yep. Add that.
Ooh.
And Maylin responds back with, "You humiliated me by touching me."
Oh dear.
Although as dramatic that is, that would kind of that would make me that would kind of be a little embarrassing for her to say that.
No, no. She's a little.
You insult my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a little brat.
You humiliated me by touching me. I had everything. I had everything under control.
Oh,
OMG.
touch.
What do you think? Do you think that's something that Maylin would say, Tyrell? Given how we're writing her character.
Something similar to that, but if we kind of think about it, like if we kind of put ourselves in her shoes, like, and that would be kind of idiotic for someone to say, like she was clearly knocked out unconscious in the bottom of the river, which meant certain death if no one came to save her.
Yeah, but do you really think she wants to admit to being, knowing Maylin's character, do you really think she wants to admit to being saved?
Yeah, that does. You do have a point. Like we could.
So let's maybe instead of like saying, let's figure out something else that she could say, knowing Maylin's character, that she wouldn't want to admit to being saved, especially by Sam, like who's an American. So see if we can find a response that fits Maylin's character.
I think instead of saying you humiliated me, I was kind of thinking about like similar to what we were about to say. Like Malin's like, I was about to get that symbol until you stepped in. Something.
Or yeah, or she could say like, until you could. I was about to get that symbol until you couldn't do your part and hold that rope steady.
Oh, and then this is and then like Sam then reveals since Malin was unconscious that it wasn't her who
She could
let
say
that
like
happen.
like Sam would say the rope broke.
Mm-hmm. Because of course Sam doesn't know yet that.
And then Maylin could just say like, yeah, and then Maylin could just say like, well, maybe if you had handled it better and were actually stronger, no wonder you didn't get the strength symbol.
Oh, ouch.
Now could you picture her saying that?
Yeah. I noticed that kind of she's kind of going way too far and kind of way too biased by. But we could say that.
I mean, could you picture her saying that? Do you?
Yeah, based on her personality, yeah.
I'll be right back, okay?
Okay. Hey, thank you. Thanks, Cecil. Glad you're enjoying it so far.
I wonder why you do the strength symbol. She said in the classic tone. Oh, my bad. I didn't know you guys can hear me at that time.
Wait.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, she is kind of being a brat. I agree.
Hey, I'm back.
Hey, Melissa.
Hey,
How
so what did I
What do you-
miss?
Yeah. So yeah. So what do you think so far? So I pretty much, as you left, I pretty much had Sam's respond back. I did everything I could to keep the rope steady and hang on, but the rope snapped. And then Malin responds, "Well, if you actually tried harder and were stronger, you, uh, you could, you could, you could have prevent prevented that from happening. No wonder why you didn't get the strength symbol," she says in a feisty tone. As Sam stares Malin down as these two are seemingly about to get into another fight. This is when they both hear two people laughing behind them as they turn around to see Archer, Lee, and Marie with a mocking smirk on their faces. So yeah, I'm kind of getting into kind of like the climatic scene of this of
Yeah.
the climatic moment of this episode.
You know what I'm thinking is like we should have like Mooney and Archer kind of like reveal themselves like when they're just about to get the third symbol,
Oh yeah.
with them attempting to sabotage them again.
Hmm. Or I don't know if you're fond of this idea. I'm thinking like as Sam and as these two are face with Archer and Maria once again, like what if like when Sam or Malin tells them that we're on a quest to get the last symbol, uh, so I would step aside, and then this is when Archer and Maria would turn
They
to each other and
say
smirk, and then
so.
they pull out the honor symbol, and guess what? This is when they're gonna have to fight. They're gonna have to fight these two to actually get it.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yep. And I think along the way they're gonna be the ones to reveal that they're pretty much gonna mock Sam and Malin for not finding every symbol. Like they're gonna acknowledge like they may have had the strength and some courage to find those two other symbols, but you didn't have the strength and courage to find this one. And as he holds
Yeah.
it up, and I think they're gonna be the ones to reveal that they were the ones who cut the rope.
Yep. That sounds good.
Mhm. Some reason my head kind of hurts from saying all of that.
Oh, really? Really?
Mhm. But I guess I kind of had to give my head a little squeeze and really think a little bit deep, but it worked.
Thanks, Cecile. Cecile's here.
Yep, I did see it. I did see it, and
So yeah, so if
I
we put it in like that, that'll be great.
me too. Kind of thinking, what should Marie refer Sam and Malin as? The two.
Maybe the two losing B words, or the two.
Yeah, uh, I'm definitely gonna put that down, even though it's not, even though it's kind of harsh, but
Yeah.
in some point, since when we write very intense scenes, yeah, we definitely need to throw in some some words like that sometimes to kind of make
Yeah.
things really intense. Lost rapper this time.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, and I think then
Yeah, that's exactly what she would say. And Marie would say, "Oh, you've got me so scared," in a sarcastic tone. You Americans like, and then she says something like, "You Americans think you Americans think you're tough and strong, but really are just a bunch of weak pussies, weak, pathetic pussies."
oh yeah. Yeah, before that, what did Marie say to Sam? Like, oh, I'm really scared, something like that.
Yeah, sarcastically.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, rapper says he logged out by accident.
Yeah, it happens. Americans.
I'll be right back in just 1 minute, okay?
Oh, okay.
I'm back.
Okay.
All right, so let's see. Let's read it.
I was pretty much gonna put down. But let's be honest.
And with that, Sam gives a shove. And with
Oh, and you know what I'm thinking after she does that? I'm thinking like this is when Archer starts trying to get under Sam's skin. And remember like how we talked about like with the octopus necklace?
yeah, like this is like where like after Sam pushes Marie, Archer pushes Sam down.
Pushes Sam down and I'm thinking once he pushes her down, like what do you think Malin can do in return?
Like what as Marie is about getting ready to like go at Sam, Maylin kind of like sweep legs Marie and takes her on right there. Oh wait,
Yeah.
hold on. Did she reveal that she already has the symbol, the honor
Uh,
symbol?
no, Archer's the one who held it up. But yeah, I don't think we
Wait,
mentioned that
wait,
yet.
wait, did we mention that?
No, not yet. But we did talk
Okay,
about it.
so all right, so
Oh,
with
and you
that,
know what I'm thinking. You know what I'm how I think this how this should lead up to Archer revealing the symbol. I think Malin will then kind of step forward and says, "If we're a bunch of weak pussies, then how come and then we wouldn't have found these symbols unlike you you two
well, hold on,
weak."
but she wouldn't say because he said like like American. So Marie said that. So I'm kind of
Yeah.
like thinking like after Archer shoves Sam to the ground, Malin kind of steps forward and 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 as she and sweep legs Marie and says if we're so it said if we're so weak, it said she said so Malin could say to say something to Marie and Archer, something to the effect or along the lines of, well, it's like, well, we have two of the symbols and we just need one. You
You have none.
you have none.
Like they're gonna assume that they have none, but this is when
Yeah,
Archer
and then
reveals that.
that's where Archer like reveals to Mayline, it's like, you mean this symbol? And that's when Maylin is like stunned and surprised. She tries to grab it, but Marie kind of like intercepts it, and they start going at it. And Archer tries to take on Sam.
Well, I think before he tries to get physical, he's gonna really verbally attack Sam and mock her.
Yeah.
Well, Sam is like on the ground, knocked down from like when Archer shoved her.
Yeah. Yep.
So before we get into anything else, I'm pretty much gonna put down where Malin. Oh wait, hold on, no.
Knocking her down as she tries to go for Sam. Well, if we're really a couple of losers, say a couple of losers.
Rappers backstage.
Rapper got back.
Better add him back. Hello, Rapper. Sorry about that.
Hey, no worries. Yeah, sorry, I
so
accidentally
caught
logged out because I was on the chat and then I accidentally logged out or some shit. But yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, just give me 1 minute. Kind of on Joe's stream, about to tell him what's going down.
Oh, oh, and Karate posted that he is doing his uh live streams on Monday.
Okay.
Yeah. It says on his YouTube channel.
Okay. Terrell, you wanna finish writing the line just so you don't forget?
Yeah, probably do that. I'm just kind of tuning into Joe's live for
Yeah.
a minute to let him know that things are getting heated. So maybe that'll kind of catch his attention.
Yeah. And Sam. You could say and Sam.
And Sam. And you did say something about Malin trying to snatch that symbol from his hand,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
this is
Yep.
when Marie intercepts her, and that's when they start fighting.
Yep.
I think pretty much from here it's going to focus on Sam and Archer.
Yeah.
Pretty much the most intense moment of this episode.
Yep. Archer tries to go for Malin, but Sam gets up and and tries to grab him, but Archer just pushes Sam back, and those two fight. And there's Archer. What do you think Archer could say to Sam?
To be honest, I think before they start throwing hands, I think Archer's going to be saying a lot of stuff to get under her skin
Yeah. Yeah. What do
before.
you think it could be, though?
Yeah, I'm thinking like he'll pretty much be down trying to minimize Sam and discredit her and pretty basically tell her say to her that she is deaf, she is no badass, that she
Like
is just a
not
girl.
she's not worthy of honor.
Mm-hmm.
And he could say, it's like maybe Malin might have a small chance, but you're not even from here. You You're not even from here. You're a foreigner.
Or a foreigner.
You don't deserve honor.
You are to say you are not worthy of honor.
Yeah, you are not worthy of honor. And have brought dishonor to your family.
Everything it stands for.
Yeah.
Yeah, this would hit pretty hard.
Yeah.
And I think we should pretty much bring up the octopus necklace that he sees around her neck.
Yeah. Yep. As Sam, you could say as Sam looks at him furiously and tries to go at him, they start. I'd say like in a fight, he successfully manages to grab it and rip it off her neck, and he tells her, it's like, my girlfriend will thank much appreciation for my girlfriend.
Oh yes. I think I do remember you saying that one time.
Yeah. See, I don't know how to write the fight scenes. Like, this is where Joe would come in.
Yeah. And speaking of Joe, I think I'm gonna finish this sentence, and I'm gonna check in on his stream and let him know that things are really heating up.
Yeah. Yep. Can you maybe send this to Joe and see if maybe he can like write the fight scene?
If we do that, then pretty much at this point we would end up having to call it for a day, since this is pretty much like the final
Well,
part of this episode.
Yeah, well, I mean, we could write it out the way that we're doing it.
Yeah, and send it to him.
Yeah, but he can add things and put things in, and like we could still have like the ending that we want. It's just none of us here know about anything about the fights, like how to write the fight scenes properly.
Mm-hmm. We can try the best we can. But yeah, spelled that wrong. My goodness.
Yeah, I think you had it right the first time. And says my girlfriend will appreciate this very much.
And I think this is pretty much like the final straw, as something inside Sam, like something that we've never seen from her, just awakens, and she just goes berserk.
Yeah.
And we do mention how even though our Archer is a formidable fighter, like he'll somehow be caught by surprise and underestimate her a bit.
Yeah.
My girlfriend will. My girlfriend has been. Did you say like my girlfriend?
Well, my girlfriend will be. My girlfriend will appreciate this very much.
As he laughs in victory. And I think, and this is where Sam.
Joe's here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just Well, Joe. You just
Hey,
arrived.
Joe.
Oh,
Hey, how's it going?
What's up?
good.
Okay, so Terrell, you want to read to Joe what we've written so far?
Yes.
We could really use your help with the fight scene. We're in a fight scene right now that we really need
Okay.
your help with.
Yep.
Sounds like I
So,
came in
pretty-
at the right moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before I read off while we were writing, we pretty much introduced new characters.
Marie
Okay.
and Archer.
Archer, Lee, and Marie.
Okay.
Archer, who is a tall guy, and Marie, who is I think slightly taller than Malin. But yeah,
That's one of the
we pretty
cool things
much
about spinoffs is like making new characters and coming up with really cool.
yeah. Oh no, something happened.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we'll just wait for 1 minute. I think I'm gonna finish my thought before we get into the actual fight scene because I was actually writing down something.
Yeah. I am surprised that Miguel isn't in this fight yet.
You want to message Joe to find out what happened?
I'll probably give him a bit and then
Uh. Uh. Yeah. I am surprised that Miguel isn't in this fight yet.
well, he's gonna be in episode 7.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I have a feeling that Miguel's gonna have a rivalry with Archer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhat, yeah.
Yep. Like he's gonna have more than one rival, that's for sure.
True.
Pretty much gonna end it here while we wait for Joe to possibly return.
Yeah, hopefully he does.
Oh, he says. Oh, he said in the private chat that he's here, but I don't see him.
Oh, hold on. I think that was before he cut out.
Oh yeah, he says he's working on it. That it kicked him out. So yeah, we know that he'll eventually come back. So yeah, can pretty
So
much.
far, well, actually, the end of the moment would be them beating Marie and Archer, and the end of the moment would be them returning to their group, to their teacher, with the symbols, and being declared the winners, and Sam graciously being the one, telling her that Marie was the one who got them all.
Oh, you mean Malin?
Yeah, Malin was the one who got them all, and in response to that, Malin is made head of the being head of the class now, and she, in her own way, gives Sam the honor. The teacher allows her to keep the symbols, and Sam and Malin, in her own way, has Sam gives Sam the honor symbol.
Mhm. I like that ending.
Just showing like a mutual respect for each other.
Yep. At least like, this is a good way for me.
Joe needs a new link.
Oh, a new link. Well, I do
Yeah.
see him in the backstage right now.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and.
Well, okay.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, well,
Hey.
is everything
Sorry
looking
about
good?
that, guys. I don't know what's
No,
going
well,
on, but it was being problematic when I was trying to figure out what the heck was going on.
But yeah,
Okay, that's okay. But Tara, you want to read to him what we've done so far?
yeah, I'm pretty much where I left off before it kicked you out. I was pretty much saying that as pretty much like when Sam and Malin are face to face with Archer, Lee, and Marie. It pretty much starts off with Sam and Malin hiking through the woods, and before they run into these two, and pretty much like Archer starts off with, well, look at what we have here once again. And then Marie then speaks up and says, the two losing bitches. And then Sam then takes a step closer and says, do you really want to go there with me? And then Marie responds back sarcastically, oh, I am so scared, and mock surrender. And then Marie then continues on by saying, Americans like you think and act like you're so tough, like you're above everyone. But let's be honest. You are nothing but a bunch of weak pussies. Sam, which leads to Sam shoving Marie in response to her insult. After Sam shoves Marie, this is when Archer shoves Sam to the ground hard. As this happens, Malin sweeps Marie's legs, knocking her down as she tries to go for Sam. As Marie is on the ground, Malin stands over her and says, if we are really a couple of losers, we never would have found these two symbols, and we only need one more. You two have not found even one symbol yet. Archer then smirks as he and Marie smile as Archer slowly pulls out the honor symbol from his jacket, which stuns Malin and Sam as they both look at each other in shock and confusion. And so Malin takes the opportunity to get up and snatch the symbol from Archer, but is intercepted by Marie as these two get into a fight. As Malin and Marie are fighting, this is when Archer turns his head back to Sam, who is on the ground. Archer starts verbally attacking Sam by saying, you two really thought you had a shot, didn't you? Maybe Malin might have a small chance, but you are not even from here. You are a foreigner. You are not worthy of honor. You are a dishonor to your entire family and everything it stands for. As Sam looks up at him furiously, she then bursts up and tries to snatch the symbol from him, but this is when Archer sidesteps and rips the octopus necklace from Sam's neck and knocks her down again. Archer then says, my girlfriend would appreciate this very much, as he starts laughing in victory. I'll be right back.
What do you think, though, Joe?
That's pretty interesting so far. So you guys say you guys were getting ready to shoot a big fight since you need my help?
Yeah, that's where we need your help.
Okay.
So it's Marie versus Malin and Archer versus Sam.
Okay, so how does the fight? So let's break down the fight and think of how we can. So, because when you start writing an idea, the thing people need to remember is like, first we need to establish each character's fighting style, and then through the fighting style, because when they're training these scenes, they're going to have to do the choreography that goes together, right?
Right.
And before we do choreography, we have to have concept of what the choreography is, right? So the only character in this scene so far that we have any background of knowing their style is Sam.
Right.
Yeah, I'm back now.
Because we know how Sam fights.
Right.
So we know how she'll react. We should need to take everything that she knows and use it against our competitors. So how many people are in this scene total, and who's fighting who?
So it's 4 people, Marie versus Malin and Sam versus Archer.
And is
Yeah.
everybody fighting an individual opponent, or is
Yeah,
it more like
individually.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Individually.
even though two fights are happening,
Now,
like
Terrell.
it's
Yeah.
Mhm.
Terrell, do you want to take Joe up to the top where we introduce Marie and Archer? Just so he
sure.
has a better idea of these of who these two are.
Yes. So pretty much like back up to the scene where they're out to find the strength and courage symbol. It starts out with Sam and Malin holding out a map. Oh wait, hold on. I think this is after they bump into.
Yeah.
But yeah. Pretty much like after they found the strength symbol, this is when Sam and Malin walk through some grassy area where they try to figure out where the next symbol might be. And when Sam and Malin continue walking without saying another word to each other, this is when they both hear two voices of a male and female call out to them from behind. As Sam and Malin turn around, they are greeted with a very tall dude along with a girl who is around. Well, I'm going to change it to who is slightly above Malin's height.
So, as somebody who has taught, who has both taught and trained in multiple altercations, the biggest thing we need to know is, because reaction time is everything. So, the biggest thing we need to do here is establish first how skilled are our opponents, right? What do they know how to do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, have you guys developed these new characters? Like, do we know what dojo they belong to? Where their teachings are? What's their
yeah,
fighting styles?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of unknown because like we're pretty much just
like
meeting them. You had never actually seen them fight yet.
Yeah.
But us as the creators, we're writing these characters, right?
Right.
Yep.
So what do we want to show the audience that these characters are willing to do, right? So at this stage in the story, we haven't met their teacher. We don't know who their teacher is, right?
Right.
But
Right.
if they're going to be stacked up against someone like Sam, they're clearly very, very dangerous.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what we need to decide is just how dangerous are we talking? So,
Well, okay, so here's the thing, Joe, when we go through the do you want to read them how they got the second symbol?
I could do that, but
They're actually literally responsible for almost killing Malin.
yep. Like during their little quest to retrieve the strength and courage symbol, which is actually underneath the water, where they have to climb down a rope from a bridge, which Malin does, and retrieve retrieve the strength and courage symbol from within a clam's mouth. This is when some kind of not throwing knife from out of nowhere is thrown from Archer, which cuts the rope and causes Malin to fall back into the water and hit the bottom of the river, knocking her out unconscious.
So here's something I have an idea, and this will help us develop the choreography more interestingly. When we're dealing with this story in this scenario, right?
Mm-hmm.
So does Sam have a teammate in this scenario? Or is she all alone?
She has Malin.
Yep.
But aren't they meant to be enemies?
They are, yes and
They
no.
are.
They are teaming up though in this.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we talked a little bit already about how Malin fights.
Right.
So at this stage, because you said Malin nearly died, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Is Malin injured in this scenario?
Not necessarily. I mean, she's got like a cut on her head, but
Okay, so nothing that prevents her from fighting.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, even though they're enemies, I have an idea. and we're going
Okay.
to tweak it. So basically, we have two characters, and they are both dealing with different styles. But that's how balance works in together, right?
Yep.
So
Right.
we're dealing with two different opponents. I think it would be a cool idea because we are in Okinawa, and this show needs to represent the old philosophies, right?
Yep.
So one way to honor that is, I think, to have Sam teach Mei-Lin for this scenario, pick up on the wheel technique, and have both of them work together.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Choreograph that. So we have our building block of like, okay, Sam's on one side, Mei-Lin's on the other, and we kind of make it prevent them from getting into the circle. Right? So maybe they're
Right.
trying to really hurt them, and Mei-Lin can still be offensive as long as she also is defending herself.
Yep.
Because defense, even though Sam's bread and butter is defense, you can take defense and turn it into offense.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Turn defense and turn it into offense. You can turn, yes. So you can change it either way. So from what I remember when I was writing for Mei-Lin, Mei-Lin is a very aggressive fighter.
Hmm.
So we'll have Mei-Lin predominantly focus on defense, but predominantly use her offense, but do it in a defense sort of way.
Yeah.
And then Sam, at this stage in the story, Sam should be fighting with, if I remember correctly, is this before she's been blind, or is she blind now?
No, we're still in season 1.
Oh yeah,
That's
Yeah.
what I'm gonna write.
okay.
That's what I'm gonna write.
Sam's she's learning her abilities, and she's still adapting herself. So this is only season 1. She's only got a couple of new skills added from what we saw from season 6.
Yeah. Like, yes, we know she's already a powerful fighter, but just like you said, like, she's kind of not used to being out on her own and facing up fighters like this.
Joe, read the private chat in regards to Mei-Lin, what I wrote. But don't read it out loud.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so
I'll be right back.
Oh, what happened to Joe?
Oh no. Oh no. I made cut him out again.
Oh,
Wait,
Joe just got cut out.
There he is again.
Oh, hey.
oh, okay.
But yeah, what were you saying, Joe, before it happened again?
Joe, can you hear us?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
What were you saying before you got?
yeah. So I hit the
got
dang
kicked out?
wrong button. So Sam is at a point where we have to decide, because this is only season 1.
Yeah.
Has she been in Okinawa long enough to develop some new skills, or is she still adjusting to what she previously like?
I'd say more like she's adjusting. She hasn't really been taught new moves. Like, don't
She
forget,
hasn't been taught new moves.
not
Here's what I'm
necessarily,
thinking.
not yet.
If she hasn't been taught new moves yet, then what I'm thinking happens is, even though they're teaming up and ultimately the good guys have to win this fight, I want to add an unknown variable to this scenario.
Okay.
I think, what we need to establish, just like people are establishing with any new universe. Now, obviously, this is connected to the Miyagiverse, right?
Right.
But whenever a new project, when you bring up the idea of spin-offs, characters, when something new comes out, new rules are set, right?
Right.
So I think we need to have new power scaling. If you guys understand what power scaling is.
Right.
So I want to introduce an idea that you guys
Yeah.
probably haven't written down yet, and bring in a new variable that Underground mentioned. I think is a good idea. So I think we make these new opponents, since Sam has not been out on her own for a while, very dangerous, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking one of the
Mhm.
opponents is going to start to kick Mei Lin in the eye, but Sam's going to block it. But then right as Sam is starting to step in, she gets spinning hook kicked to the ground. And so she loses her balance.
Mhm.
And right before our next opponent tries to do an axe kick and they really show how outmatched there is, we're going to have an unexpected visitor.
All right, so you and Tyrell, you write this scene.
Yeah.
You write this scene, okay?
Oh, is Tyrell not back?
Yeah, Tyrell's
Oh.
back.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, so
I'm right here.
So you listen to what I was saying for this idea?
Yeah.
Yes, you and Joe are gonna write
we
this
make
scene,
these
okay?
we make these new opponents basically completely pushing Sam and Mei Lin out of their comfort zone and off their defense,
Yep.
because we're about to get a big appearance from one of our favorite characters. Because you remember when I mentioned that power scaling thing?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
There's a character that's in this story that is not currently established in this particular episode, but that the fans and that the audience will know, and this will be a good crowd-pleasing moment, almost like an Avengers Endgame type moment, right?
Oh.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
So I think he knows what I'm thinking. I think Underground already knows where I'm going with this.
Yeah, I do.
So the reason I mentioned power scaling is I want to write this where these new opponents are. We don't yet know where they get their skills from, but let's just say that we wanted Sam to have real rivals in this show, and we want to show trials and tribulation. I think we make this be a fight where Sam is completely outmatched and getting her ass beat, and the same for Mei Lin. And right as Sam is on the ground about to take a blow, a very fatal kick to the face while she's on the ground, and completely been shown no mercy, all of a sudden, some epic sort of theme music kicks in, and all of a sudden, that kick gets blocked, and a side kick to this person's chest is sent to send their opponent back. And we almost shoot this in a way where it's like almost like a shadow silhouette, like an old like Samurai Jack cartoon.
Yeah.
Right? So kind of like the audience doesn't know who's about to show up, and it kind of makes it ominous. And then from the silhouette, we mentioned that he would be a predominant character in this story. I think we have Miguel come in and save Sam and Mei Lin at this stage. Because I think that what would happen is, remember when I mentioned to you guys about power scaling?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is Sam's show. At this point in the story, Miguel being a Sekai Taikai champion is going to give him an edge against all these other characters that we've had. Because he's not only... I think we should do something... I want to do something different with Miguel that I want to make a video about, that I wanted to get your guys' opinion on. You know how, like, after the tournaments, the adults always stop training except for Chosen?
Mm-hmm.
I want to, even though going to school and stuff, I want Miguel to take that Sekai Taikai win, and like we talked about him being a teacher, right?
Right.
Yep.
Be a teacher, but make it where he never stops training. Like, he has honed his skills to the point, like, I want Miguel to be the Batman of the Cobra Kai universe. Like,
Okay.
we need to make Miguel be the most lethal, now male, young adult, we'll call them. We'll call them young adults, not teens, but young adults, right? I want him to be the most ruthless young adult we've ever seen. And what I mean by Batman is make it so that because he won the Sekai Taikai after both perfecting not only Miyagi-Do, but Cobra Kai, you make him so well balanced that his offense and defense is like Donnie Yen's Ip Man, where he's unmatched in everything. And so he comes in, and these new kids are formidable, but Miguel's not even breaking a sweat. This will be the most baddest Miguel scene ever. Like, I want this to be brutal. I want Miguel to snap this kid's leg and throw him up against concrete, just like no mercy. Just
like he did with Hawk in season 2.
Oh, this is worse.
No, I know. I'm saying just like similar.
Yeah, similar. It'll be similar, but this is gonna be a much more mature scene. I think Miguel's gonna come in and just like start just doing brutal moves and just like, oh, Johnny would be proud to see his boy just delivering
All right,
the
so
blows.
you and Tyrell like write this scene, okay?
Yeah. So I'm thinking Tyrell.
Well, you know what I think,
we
how
have our
this thing.
opponents. We have our opponents come in, and we show how dangerous they are. We show what moves they're capable of, and at first, we make it seem like Malin and Sam, they're doing really good. But because these guys are developing techniques that, actually this works perfect, because I've been meaning to tell you that I created a new move for this universe.
Ooh.
What is it?
I call it the triple quadruple dragon kick. So it's three kicks, each done in different. It's basically like, you know, in the UFC, if you watch a UFC fight, you guys heard of the question mark kick? It's like the question mark kick for the Miyagi Do world, or the Miyagi verse, but way more deadly. And it's 3 air kicks in different angles, a fake thrown, and then basically 2 kicks that just are absolutely devastating. So it starts with a front kick to kind of think you're going to fake push your opponent. Then it turns into a side kick, and it finishes with a full-on, full forcible hook kick that will just devastatingly cause damage.
That's awesome. That
Oh,
is awesome.
boy.
Tyrell, do you want to start writing?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Setting this
like
scene up?
I'm gonna start off with like when Sam, as Sam is looking up at Archer.
Yeah, I had this idea too, where when Sam.
And we also have to do with Maria versus Maylin.
Yeah. Well, because they're fighting at the same time, right? Sam's fighting her opponent, Maylin's fighting the other opponent. So
all right, so let's just focus on right now. Let's focus on Sam and Archer, and then we'll get to Maria and Maylin.
Yeah, so we'll break it down that way. So I was thinking about Sam fighting Archer, right? And how did you guys describe Archer? Like, is he tall? Is he like?
Well, he's definitely pretty cocky.
Yeah, he's tall, and he's got an eye patch on one eye.
That's a pretty cool description.
You know what I think about the eye patch? I think this eye patch he will start wearing an eye patch after the fight.
Okay.
That's a good idea, because that goes into one of the things I was going to add into this fight, actually. I'm glad you mentioned that he'll start wearing it after, because I thought of another variable that would make this fight interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sam should have her size during this fight.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, like even though you did, and before I get into anything, like originally both me and Melissa kind of thought about, you know, like having this episode focused on Sam, mainly on Sam and Maylin, and then like focusing on Miguel in episode 7. Like that was our original idea.
Yeah,
but,
I feel like sometimes visions can be expanded, because I feel this is a situation where we need Miguel.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we need to establish to our audience, well, this is Sam's show. Sometimes, because of where Sam is at on her journey in the story, it's important to teach our audience that it's okay to call for help.
Yeah.
And sometimes help arrives when you think you don't need it, but you really do need it.
Right.
Because I think one of the things about Sam is that a lot of people, especially not only Sam, but just one of the things that people have problems with the female characters in these shows in general is that we make them seem too smart, right? And we make it like that they can never lose a fight or never be defeated. But just like with like Superman, right? Superman is all powerful, but James Gunn, when he's writing Superman, he's making Superman a little weaker at first than being super all powerful God mode, because you can relate to that, right? So I think with Sam, she's a very gifted and strong fighter, but now that she's fighting opponents that she's never even heard of or know their background or their style, she still is a strong fighter, but she has to adapt to what she's fighting.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the adapting part that she has to work on in this throughout the show.
At first, I think we make it where it's hard for her to adapt, and in order to have that happen, we could also make it where, like, maybe Sam hasn't seen Miguel in a long time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I had this idea of, I like your idea of bringing in Miguel later in the series, right? Like I like the idea of him being
Well,
in, not seeing, like, even though in the end of Cobra Kai we know that they went to Okinawa, right?
Right.
Yep.
But I had an idea that I was going to bring up to you guys, and I wondered if we could write this in. Because I might make my own individual video about this being something we actually see in the real spinoff when this gets announced.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I think Cobra Kai deprived us of, except for the one scene where they're all training together to kind of learn how to deal with his tactics, I think we were robbed of a proper Chosen and Miguel friendship.
Right.
Yeah. I think
And
I
so
think the spin-off that you're talking about could happen between like the end of Cult season and this spin-off.
Yeah, so what I was thinking of kind of doing a Luke and Yoda type relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Having it where Chosen's been in Okinawa, but at this stage in the story, he's not been interacting with Sam. Because after the tournament, I think Chosen realizes with threats like Wolf out there and all these other different opponents, he realizes that we need to be ready. And so I think Daniel and Johnny get so wrapped up in their life that they didn't make any decisions to promote anybody as like senseis, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when maybe Chosen tells them, hey, I'm going back to Okinawa, I'll look after them in Okinawa. And Chosen decides to take it upon himself after we don't know what kind of threats are out there in Okinawa, after what we face. I think I should train you to be the next. You're already a Sekai Taikai champion. I think we should train you and have you be the next generation, the next phase.
That kind of brings me up to that idea that I suggested, that where after Sam gets injured, where she's blinded, Daniel calls Chosen and asks him to come to Okinawa to help Sam and Miguel.
Yeah, and that's actually really good because this actually fits in to my story, because I actually realized I forgot to tell you guys something that I haven't told you guys, actually. I don't know if you guys know this yet, because I talked to you guys about it a little bit ago. But when you guys have been writing this, I've been writing. I know a lot of people have said that, with some of these spin-offs, they want to focus on characters that, didn't get as much shine in Cobra Kai, right?
Right.
But sometimes there's a character that you just love, and you want to see new stories with that character. You want to see them stand on their own. So I had come up with an idea that at the timeline of this episode taking place that we're at right now, this is kind of tying in with my spinoff that I've been working on. Because in my own headcanon, I made a spinoff that comes before the Sam spinoff.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Where I have a storyline where one of the other things we didn't get to finish in Cobra Kai was the Mexican storyline.
Oh,
yeah. I think I mentioned that.
So after the tournament, I have Miguel going to Mexico, and before he trains with Chosen, he has to take what he learned from all the teachings he's learned from all the teachers, but now he has to learn how to survive in the harsh environment, right?
Right.
So I have Miguel kind of getting into almost like a Fight Club scenario, where it's going to be a darker, grittier show, and he fights people like how Wolf would deal with things, like in the underground. To quote you, underground.
Nice. Wow, that's hilarious.
I know you think that was funny. So he's
Joe, just not to sidetrack, but let's finish this fight scene and then
we're getting to it. I was connected. I was just mentioning because it's connected. Our things are connected.
Okay.
So I was mentioning how it ties in. But yeah, so we're getting back to the fight. So where are we at on the fight right now? What have we written so far?
One thing I will say real quick is that, like, going back to Miguel and Sam, like, yes, I do agree that Sam definitely is in a situation where she's gonna need help from Miguel, whether she feels like she needs it or not. But like, we definitely wanted to make it to where Sam still plays a huge role in this fight. Like, I kind of like thinking like something awakens inside her that we've never seen from her.
And that's why I think we could play this off kind of like, here's what I was thinking, right? We could play this off similar to like you said this Archer guy's cocky, right?
Yeah.
Yep, and tall, pretty tall.
She thinks that imagine they think that they're getting the best of Sam, and then Sam, because like you mentioned the eye patch thing, right?
Yeah.
So I think we have it where this guy is putting up a good fight against Sam, but he gets a little too confident in his skills, right?
Yep.
So I came up with an idea where since size are defense weapons, right?
Yep.
Imagine he's strong and he tries to throw a really, really mean barrage of like different punches, right? And Sam uses the size, and she kind of uses them, kind of how Wonder Woman uses her bracelets, right? Where
Yep.
she defends these strikes, but ultimately it combos up. And when she combos up, this guy tries to throw one more nasty haymaker, and then Sam does. You know how Daniel likes his when he beat up Silver, he liked to do the double punch from the hands with the two fists.
Yep.
I'm thinking we could do something where Sam has one as a defense and one as an offense, where we basically she's defending this guy, doing other things, barrage of strikes, punches, whatever it is, and then in the end, she jabs the guy in the eye with the side to finish him off.
Yes, I think Sam should be the one that blinds
So I think
him.
that's going to give her a power moment. Because then we're going to do
Or
something
like
else.
gives him, or you know what, gives him like a scar.
Yeah,
You're
or
not like
a scar.
grabs him. Yeah, a scar on the eye.
I mean, yeah, we just want to make it seem like that she got a win. And maybe if
Yes.
it's a scar, maybe it's still believable that, because one thing I want to really focus on is I kind of want this scene to be a lesson to Sam that just because someone may appear weaker, they're not going to be actually that weak. So,
Right. So I would say the scar on the eye, which would fit perfectly.
So I think we could
with
give
what's
this.
gonna
I think we
happen
could give.
to her.
We could give him the scar that Sam does.
Which would fit
And then when we
perfectly
give
with
him the
what's about
scar-
to happen to her, and which
Yeah, so I think that would be poetic because we could give the scar, and then when Sam comes full circle into the story, with this situation,
sort of like
later-
blinding him in that eye.
yeah.
Blinding him in that eye.
So for right now, yeah, you have like makes it seem like her opponent, he's cocky, so he gets injured, but it's not an injury so bad that it takes him out completely out of the fight. And
No.
so then Sam at this stage, because Sam has been through so many different trainings and so many different skills, and because she thinks that the way that her dad taught her and Johnny taught her, it's just such a good, superior way, like that she thinks that almost no foe can stop her, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
she thinks at this stage, oh, I blinded this opponent, I'm winning this fight. And so then,
Well, she only partially blinds him, just in one eye.
yes, she partially blinds him, but in general, her opponent is viewed to her as weaker. So she will then think she doesn't have to do any more because either this guy's going to run away or she can knock him out simply and just forget about him. And so then what happens is then we're going to pivot over to Malin, and you said her name was Maria?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
But
Maria.
let's get this how we're going to write this fight scene.
Okay. So what have we not written yet?
So we've pretty much been talking about Sam and Archer, mainly focusing on them and how it goes down. So yeah, we could pretty much say like after Sam kicks him in the crotch and gets up and beside Malin, that's kind of how the fight starts.
Yeah, I like what you said, Underground. That's a good analogy.
All right.
Yeah, so we're writing this. Good. We all got to start somewhere. Don't forget, Underground, after this stream, we got to watch our movie.
Yeah.
3 hours of God, Zack Snyder can fucking suck. I've been putting it off, Underground. I have major problems with
Yeah.
Zack Snyder, bro.
Yeah. I've noticed.
I don't want to deal with Lex Luthor the Riddler, man. I just can't do it. But I
Yeah.
guess I got to do it for the content wise.
Yeah. I think I'm a.
Okay, Sam
think I'm
Malin,
a-
then what?
Yeah. I think I'm gonna fall asleep at the second hour of the movie.
Because it's 3 hours long. Yeah, I got my energy drink ready to go, bro. So I just know I'm gonna throw a fit when I see when we get to the point where they do the story about when they're doing the mission in the desert, because I always get mad when I see Jimmy Olsen in this movie.
But don't even remind me.
What they do to Jimmy is so disrespectful, bro.
Yeah,
Not
it
even.
really is.
Fucking Jimmy Olsen, bro.
Oh yeah. I've been I've been I've been holding off on my spin-off that I've been writing.
What one have you been working on? Is that still your Korean one you were working on?
Yeah.
I'm sure that's going to come together nice. I'm sure it's probably taking some time now that
It really is taking
BS
some
is
time.
going on with Martin Cove and
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Heineken.
Hey, Joe. Hey, Joe. You saw the comment that I sent you that I wrote, right?
yeah, I didn't read all of it because I was busy at the moment, but I was going to read it all.
Okay,
yeah.
so
Joe, I'm gonna ask you real quick, Joe. What technique does Archer use on Sam that knocks her down? What was that move again?
I'm thinking. Oh yeah, it's gonna be the. I'm still trying to come up with a shorter name for it, but we'll call it Triple Dragon Kick. Kind of like Double Dragon, like the game, but Triple Dragon. So it's like, it's a three kick combo, basically. And so it's basically they call it a dragon kick because it involves jumping in the air and flying like a dragon. But it's three different angles, three different ways. So yeah, a dragon kick is what it's called. So it's Triple Dragon Kick is the actual name of it.
Mm-hmm.
I previously had it written as triple, like quadruple dragon kick, but I'm like, I think triple is enough.
Yeah,
But
quadruple
but
dragon kick would be
in
more
order
deadly.
to do a triple kick, it takes a lot of skill because it's a very tough kick to perform. Like there are very few martial artists nowadays that know how to do triple kicks. They have to be like true masters.
Yeah.
Like I would say the best people that have done triple kicks are like, you ever play Mortal Kombat?
No.
Those are like the kicks that like Liu Kang throws because he's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Terrell, you haven't played Mortal Kombat?
No.
Oh
so it's
wow.
called the Triple Dragon Kick.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a triple dragon kick.
Okay.
But yeah. Pretty much gonna
I got
ride
the
on
idea from this game called Double Dragon, and Double Dragon is like 2 dragons. This is triple because it's 3. And so I don't know if you guys have established it yet, but have you guys established where these two fighters are from yet?
They're just, for all we know, is that they're from Okinawa.
Okay. And we don't know who they're working for yet.
No, well, no.
Because
Well,
I have an idea.
well, here's the thing. We have an idea. I have an idea. We came up with something, but I don't want to too many spoilers, you know?
Okay. Because I came up with something too, and I wonder if your something matches my something. Because I was thinking about something that will make all this storyline completely connect.
What makes you say that, Cecile?
Yeah, where'd you get that? She said that to me earlier too. I'm trying to figure out where that information's coming from. Maybe that's the writer's way of paying off forward what they messed up on. I know a lot of people felt like they did Robbie dirty, so.
Yeah. So where'd you hear that, Cecile? Just curious. But where the social media platform confirmed it? Like, where did they confirm it? Are you talking about?
What kind of platform? Who confirmed it? How big a variable?
Are you talking about the one where Ralph says that he that a spinoff that the Cobra Kai is working on a like that the Cobra Kai creators are working on a spinoff idea that it's under development right now? Is that what you're talking about? The one that Ralph said on the one that Ralph said at the oh, okay. So yeah, so Ralph just said a spin-off one, and he posted the Miguel photo of the was posted. He didn't specifically say, he didn't say what spin-off what it was going to be.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people think it involved Miguel in some capacity because of the picture, but that's it. Yeah, no, that. What would make you think Robbie? Like, why would you immediately jump to a Robbie?
Yeah.
But just from that information, that wouldn't really matter. Oh, fuck Screen Rant, bro. That still doesn't explain why you jumped to it being Robbie. Hey, Underground, at least there's one good thing to come out of tonight about watching the movie.
What happened?
We get to watch two of the best fight scene of that franchise.
Yeah, true.
We get to see I do like, well, I don't like the logic of the storytelling. I do like the fight between Batman and Superman in that movie, especially in the Ultimate Cut.
Oh yeah, huh?
I like what Batman says to Superman. I also love. I will say this. One thing I will say is the scene where, even though I don't think it's proper Superman, it's not done the proper way. I do like the scene where I think it's actually kind of hilarious, where Superman is losing his powers because Batman's using kryptonite on him, right?
Oh yeah, I saw
and
that.
All of a sudden, Superman, like the switch turns off, and then Batman's like, "Shit!" Like he starts beating his ass, and then all of a sudden, his powers just get back on. And then Batman's face is like, "Well, fuck! Oh shit!" like, or the line where he's fighting, Superman's like, "Men are brave. You're not brave." And then and he's like, "My father taught me how." Like, you lived a different life. And then the scene where I also love, even though I don't think it's perfectly written, the acting in the scene where Alfred is arguing with Bruce. I love the scene where Bruce is talking to Alfred, and he's talking about all the destruction that Superman caused in Metropolis, right? And Bruce is like, he brought the war to us.
Yeah.
but like, oh man, dude, that shit hit deep. I still love that fucking Scar plays Alfred in that franchise. I think that's still hilarious to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but he ain't the OG Alfred, though.
Oh, I know. Who is your favorite Alfred?
from the 90s.
Oh yeah, the classic old Alfred. Yeah, that Alfred's pretty good. I'm trying to think who would be my favorite Alfred. There's a lot of Alfreds I really like. I really like Gotham Alfred, and I really like Andy Serkis's Alfred from the Batman with Robert Pattinson.
Oh, how about the Alfred from Batman animated series?
Oh, I love that Alfred. That was classic Alfred.
Yeah.
Another thing I love about this movie is that warehouse fight, bro.
Yeah.
One of the most insane Batman fights ripped right out of the Arkham games. And then one of my favorite scenes of this movie, even though he's not Lex Luthor, I love when Batman scares the shit out of Lex Luthor in prison, and he shows up with the brass knuckles, and he goes and he slams his fist into the concrete, and he looks at Lex, and Batman's like, "We're transferring you. You're not staying in Gotham," and then he's like, "We're sending you to Arkham," and then he goes, and then he punches it, and then Lex is like, "Good. I got friends in Arkham," and then he's like, "They'll be expecting you," and then he just throws his fist against the thing.
Oh my God. Hey yo, I'm sorry, but this Lex was awful.
Oh, you mean the Riddler?
Yeah, him.
The
Yeah,
Night
the
Rapper.
Riddler.
Okay.
Fucking Eisenberg.
Oh yeah.
So Archer
Joe,
then says, okay.
Yeah.
can you explain to me what the triple dragon kick is once again? Since I'm pretty much on that part where Archer uses it.
So like how you want me to explain how it works?
Yeah.
So it's basically a front kick, side kick, hook kick. So it's all done in the air, right? So you know how Quan has his like 540 like crazy Taekwondo kick?
Yep.
Imagine that, but you never go to the ground until the very end. So it's basically like they're fighting. The front kick is like almost like a jump scissor kick, so it's like jumping up and kicking someone back, and then you're in midair, landing your side kick, and then right when you're going for the head, to quote Thanos, because you gotta go for the head sometimes, that's gonna knock Sam out, because that move is going to hit her in the head, because hook kicks are meant to be headshot kicks. So
so the third kick is the
yeah, the third
hook
kick
kick that knocks her out.
is that final blow that's gonna really hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Because the best head kicks are round kicks and hook kicks. Because a round kick usually is I'm gonna have to stand up to give you a demonstration of this. So basically, if you're doing a round kick, your angles. So if I'm fighting someone and they're in the and they're near my head, if I'm round kicking them, out like this. So it's like I got to kick towards the head. If I'm doing a hook kick, I'm going the opposite way. I got to go more like this, and then it curves around. So if we were to do this kick in real life, it'd be like, boom, and then right as I'm coming up, almost like a tornado kick, and then like hook kicking with the finish. So it'd be like doing all three of those things, but way crazier.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I definitely think, and I definitely think that Sam could potentially be knocked out by this kick, because it is very devastating.
Oh boy.
And the reason why this kick is such a big deal is because of who I think's taught it to this fighter.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you and Melissa both know where I'm going with this situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys think you know who taught him this kick?
Wolf.
Yep.
Wolf.
Why do you think I added the dragon to it? It's an homage to a certain dojo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to write? You want to write that, Terrell?
We should, yeah, we should
Sure.
write that. The fact that it's tied
Yeah,
to this is all because I like the idea of like I don't know if you ever saw my video about this, Tyrell, but I think the Miyagiverse is a rare opportunity of making Wolf kind of, even if Wolf doesn't always appear, I think his fingerprints, or I guess you would say in terms of Wolf, his claws should be all over everything.
Oh,
Like,
yes.
he doesn't always have to appear, but in terms of the villains, this universe belongs to him. So I think he should always be lurking in the shadows.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Even if he doesn't appear, just his DNA's there. Like, you just know that he's there.
Yeah. Before we proceed, like looking at where we're at with time, like we're almost at 2 hours. So even though there's a good chance that I may not be able to write it all down, like I'd like to ask, like what move does Sam use to actually, like what kick does she use to actually to partially blind Archer?
Oh, to partially blind. So she doesn't use a kick. She blinds Archer by stabbing him with her side. So she kind of does like a vulnerable area, but it doesn't totally blind him, but it causes enough damage that it's like going to like actually hurt and injure him. Not fully, but just enough to really like cause a problem.
Wait.
Okay, so Joe, if we kind of like end it like right around here, would you be able to join us for next Tuesday? Because we really
I'll be here to continue. Oh wait, next Tuesday?
Or this Tuesday?
Oh, this coming Tuesday? Okay, is it going to be at the same time?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys might have to wait for me a little bit, but I'll try to be here because I'm going to, let's see, I think it's 2 hours because I see Superman this Tuesday.
Okay.
So I'm going, but I don't think it's that long of a movie.
You know what? Why don't we, Joe, what about Thursday?
Thursday would probably be better.
Okay.
That's what's going on.
Okay,
But like I said, it's like, but like I said, I could join Tuesday. I just might be a little late. Because I think I'm going to a 7 o'clock movie. Because I get to go to an early screening. Like, I'll be one of the first people to see the movie. So
yeah, you're lucky.
All right. So what if we what if we like switched like what if we made it like the podcast on Thursday and we do the Miyagi Kai phone call on Tuesday?
That could be a good idea.
What time are you guys going to do your phone call?
Well, probably around like 7:30 Tyrell's time.
What time would that be for me? Because it's 11.
8:30.
11:30.
8:30.
Oh, 8:30. Okay, so I would. How long do your phone calls normally last at?
However long we like. It depends on like where we get to the idea, you know, like.
Because depending on, because it's not too far from me, but I'll be in a different town, for going to see the movie, but I won't be that far, so it'll probably only take me less than 30 minutes to get home. But if I'm seeing it like, so for me.
So if we did it like maybe like 10 o'clock my time, and which would be 9 o'clock your time, would that be good?
I should be home.
Okay.
My biggest thing is I might be delayed because I have a feeling I'm going to come home that night and I'm just going to like want to immediately go and make my review right away. But
all right. So that's what I'm saying.
I should be able to, because I could always do it where like it just depends because I could probably do it since it takes me a while to write my script for my review. I could always write my script while I'm coming into the phone call with you guys and then go and talk to you guys so we can get our plan all done for the actual podcast.
Okay, so this Thursday for this podcast, for this Miyagi.
That will work. I can totally work with that.
Around the same time?
Yeah, that should be fine.
All right, so we'll finish this on Thursday. And then Tuesday, this upcoming Tuesday, we'll do the phone call. We'll discuss the idea and we'll discuss where we're going forward with this with this show. Okay.
Good plan.
Yeah, well, can pretty much. Other than that, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end because like I kind of have a headache right now for some reason.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I'm good.
I hope you feel better. That's
I hope you do. Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but
Lots of water. Sometimes if you don't drink enough water, that can happen.
I definitely
Yeah.
think I
Very
need to drink
important, guys.
some water.
I don't want to be the health police, but very important right now with how hot it is, at least where I am. Please take care of yourself, guys.
Yeah, stay
Yeah,
hydrated.
for real.
Yeah, I
That's
think it's
especially
because
where I am.
we've been on the live stream for almost 2 hours, and I probably haven't drank since, so that's why. So I'm gonna go ahead.
Oh,
You
wow.
gotta do what I gotta do, man. What you gotta do is you gotta get the mugs like I do. I get like specific streaming mugs. So like I'm always having a drink in my hand. When you've been streaming as long as I have, you gotta always have a drink with you, man.
Yeah. Oh,
hard.
Joe, hey, I wanted to apologize. I didn't mean to interrupt before. Like, I know it seems like I may jump in, like maybe while you're still talking, but I just want to let you know I don't mean to.
No, I know you didn't do anything like that. You're good. All right, Underground. I guess I'm gonna have to get our stream set up pretty soon.
Okay, so guys,
Yeah.
remember. So okay, guys, so remember, phone call this Tuesday. Around the same time that we did this podcast, which was I think like 8ish, right around your time.
That's gonna be funny when we do. That's gonna be funny when you guys do the phone call, because if any of you guys are on like video chat, I'll be dressed in my suit and tie and be completely.
That's okay. And then so Tuesday phone call and Thursday around this time 8ish, Tyrell's time. Thursday this podcast.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
That works good for everybody.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'll see you guys later. Happy 4th of July.
Yep. Happy 4th of July to all of you. And thanks for coming. And Joe, once again, thanks for taking the time to come up and
Yes, thank you.
discuss ideas.
Oh, Tyrell.
What is it?
So Joe can get caught up with what this show is really is. You want to send him what we've done. You want to send him the script of what we've done.
Yeah.
We're on this is episode what?
6,
right?
6 still. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
So,
How many episodes is each season of this series?
10.
I got an
Okay, that makes sense.
hey guys, I got an update
What is it?
for you guys. I might do the podcast on Saturday.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
What are we talking about this week?
Daniel LaRusso.
Oh, the Karate Kid. Wake up and smell the coffee, Mr. LaRusso.
Yeah.
It's not the Miyagi way.
Don't start that again.
Yeah, no. Okay, so
No
yeah.
more blazing Miyagi.
Yeah. I'll see you all next Tuesday.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
All right, sounds like a
You'll
plan.
have a good night.
Have
Don't
a great
be
night.
surprised if I'm looking like the Joker that day, because I can't see.
Oh, we won't. But Tyrell, you should send Joe the script that we've done, Tyrell.
All right.
We're on episode 6.
6 still.
Oh damn!
Yeah.
I thought
There's
it was 7.
episodes.
You guys are almost done with the one. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
Oh,
we want
wow.
your review. We want you to see what you think of it. So if you can read episodes 5 and 6, that would really be great.
I'll read them. Don't worry.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Have a great night, everyone.
Yep. See ya.
All right.
Bye bye.
Too.
Alrighty. All right. Take care.